Hi folks, I'm Terry Tripper with Common Sense from the Heartland. Well, today is Monday, August 10th, and we've been talking about the Passenger Bill of Rights, that 3-hour tarmac rule. We've been asking the questions. No one's been asking. And you know what? No one's really come and answered me yet either. And we're going to ask one, keep asking today, but, you know, it's Continental Airlines with their stupid move in Rochester, Minnesota over the weekend has just poured fuel on the fire of the anti-airline and the pro-passenger rights movement, and I would almost bet the rent this thing is going to pass, and Continental has a lot to do with it, but they're messing around what they did on Friday night. And if you don't know what they did on Friday night, you know, go and check our sister site. It's a site from Minneapolis, St. Paul, terrytripler.com. But let's talk about this situation, this last question that I have. You're on a plane, 200 people, and now the 3 hours have hit and 100 people want to get off. And let's say you're one of those people that want to get off. Now, are you going to get off that airplane blindly by not knowing exactly what your alternatives are, what your options are? In other words, let's say it's bad weather, let's say it's the holidays. You can about bet the rent that your next available flight is probably going to be 1 or 2 or 3 days away. Are you just going to get off the plane without knowing? No, you're not. You're going to want to know. So, of course, the passenger rights crusaders are going to say you deserve to know. So now we've got 100 people that want to get off this airplane. We're going to have to make alternate arrangements or offer alternate arrangements to all 100 people because they're not all going to the same destination. Now these people are going to have to check. They're going to have to call relatives. Can they pick them up? Can they adjust this? They're going to have to call business partners. They're going to have to do whatever before they can really decide. How long is that going to take? Probably another hour and a half. Now the 4.5 hours have passed. And now somebody's gotten ticked, so now another 25 decide they're going to get off. And so now the plane still can't go back to the gate. So now those 25, they got to find out if they can get it. Do they like the alternate flight? Do they? And this is a nightmare, folks. This is a complete nightmare. It just isn't going to work. I mean, I just can't see. People aren't asking the right questions on this bill, and they're not coming up with the answers. But no, they're just rushing through to pass a bill, and then you're going to be sitting there with this bill, and what do you do with it? As I have said many times, we don't want to run to Washington and have them try to solve every problem we have. We're the consumer. We have the choice. We have the ability to make changes. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, said that the consumer is the most important person. He or she has the ability to fire the chairman right on down to the lowest person simply by taking their business elsewhere and spending it with someone else. And Sam, you've been absolutely right. And that's what we can do. Am I saying don't fly an airline? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you decide. I'm not going to pick out an airline and say don't fly them. But you as the consumer, you decide. Do the people in Minnesota think that what Continental did was acceptable? Fine. If you do, fly them. If you don't, don't. That's the way it has to do. We've asked these questions. We're going to summarize tomorrow because that 3-hour tarmac rule is just not the right rule, and I'm going to explain it. Many people are asking me today, why isn't it? We'll explain it tomorrow when we put everything together. But right now, folks, it's a mess out there, and government intervention is not the answer. Consumer intervention is. The consumers fight back, and the consumers control their own destiny. To me, that's just common sense.